Is it really rest in peace, flat Earth? Well, not that fast. Let's watch this video.
Sometimes you are wrong in life.
Sometimes you have to be wrong to be right. Is it? Being so right that you need to do this your entire video. Let's set that aside for now. The final experiment expedition in Antarctica, which is organized by Will Duffy. Viewer speculations between groups escalate more when there is a green screen malfunctions that occurred during their live broadcast with no exact location pinned on, or even a blue mark indicating coordinates. People start to notice the TFE logo watermark interacting strangely with the edges of this man's patch on jacket, and the suspicions arise when this man started to move his hand, where the shadow from his arm to the patch is not a normal shadow that we considered real, since it appeared to be seen as bluish, a classic chroma key saturation. Their entire broadcast supposedly midnight and was actually live 9 o'clock p.m. local time. Are these men really a flat earthers to begin with, or they just acting like it? Everybody has its price. You either get down or lay down. Is this a paid mission? The fact and prove they made it, saying they are really in Antarctica. Repetitive.
We are in Antarctica. We are in Antarctica.
And it's just make it even worse. Staying in Antarctica with only this type of clothing is not even advisable due to its extreme cold conditions. Not even a condensation seen from their mouth throughout the entire broadcast, where a breath hitting cold air and it condenses and should have this kind of smoke. Wearing such type of clothing while filming without additional layers can lead to discomfort and increased risk of hypothermia, knowing it's a sub-zero place. Warm Antarctica? Or is it California? Not seeing their breath smokes, that's just so inconvenience for the viewers. This is a video as their proof for a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. And the other one is a duplicate on how easy it is to fake something like this without even calculations of sun's movement. When you have to fake a proof, you remain a slave with a tag price on your head. So let's play Photoshop a bit. As to these men, use a very basic color of chroma key throughout their live stream, which is the color blue. What happens is when you tone down the blues, the color curve here, these two men should also change their color spectrum, but it doesn't. With it intact, a white outlined, or what we call classic Photoshop edit strategy, and not even premium. The color of the sky should also be happening on this guy's jacket. And this is another footage where he is about to spill the entire beans out of the world and made people say, RIP, flat earthers. Well, it's not that easy, baby. It's the same thing happens when you tone down our color curve. The white outline on Witsit's body shows a lot of a classic low quality, a strategy of virtual productions. No, it's not checkmate because you can't stop flat earthers from existing. It's all intact, written on scriptures. This final experiment just debunked the globe earth more. Do you understand now how NASA and its space agency works exactly the same on their data? The final experiment proves flat earth geometric stationary earth, where the sun is local, circling around the stationary earth. The shadow at any angles on the ground prove that whatever goings on the ground, the light source or our local sun is very close to those objects on the ground. This is a video of Austin.
You know, I'm sitting right here telling you that it's real.
Really sure about that, Austin? Or I may say, Witsit didn't get it. There is a technology used that can fake a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, or known as the Amazon Studios, along with its virtual productions. A facility called Stage 15, and that is located in California. This facility produces advanced sound stage that features great LED volume, including a screen walls, measured about 80 feet D and 26 feet H, and comprises along with it a 3,000 LEDs, a LED panels that is well equipped with a hand motion capture cameras that can make this place a little bit humid and warm, that you might need a pair of glasses because of its lighting. And this can also enable a dynamic backgrounds used for filming and television programs, and can be transported and set up at any location you want around the world. Because there is no 24-hour sun in the entire Antarctica, they may take advantage of Amazon Studios with its Disney movie making capacity. It combines a movie studio and a real trip to Antarctica with its Hollywood editing process that can make any fraud and pathological liars that almost impossible to be detected, just to spread lies long and wide. I mean, you don't get it, do you? This is what they use in NASA, okay? GPS location coordinates doesn't lie. That could be their strong proof that they are really there, instead of being repetitive about it and all keep saying this.
We are in Antarctica.
Here telling you that it's real.
We are in Antarctica.
If you're a great live streamer, you should be equipped guns with bullets to shoot us, flat earthers, because there's always be a question and not an empty bullet case. An example of a wolf on a sheep clothing, pretending to be truth seekers, while in fact sellouts. In this photo, we are looking at a hemisphere, a half of a sphere over a flat earth.
If the sun was 93 million miles away, then where is the shadow of this mountain? The shadow should be very long.
So please, I beg you, we have to stop claiming that the 10 Commandments prohibit lying. That's not true. The 10 Commandments prohibit bearing false witness against your neighbor. Okay. We finally get to my conclusion on the matter of lying and deception, and that is this. After carefully looking at both sides of the debate, and after taking a very deep dive into everything I could possibly find in Scripture regarding lying and deception, I have come to the conclusion that neither lying nor deception are inherently immoral.
So I'm just gonna say, like, dude, for the people, like, it's just so insane. You guys sound so insane when you say stuff like, this is all a lie and we're all using green screens or whatever. Dude, Will had left his green screen filter on, his virtual background on, that he uses in his streams. It just has TFE as the background all over the place. So when Jonathan stood up there and he had green on his shirt, it started glitching out and showing that because he forgot to take off that filter. Okay, that's all that it was. It didn't show Antarctica on his jacket, it showed TFE. So if you know how green screens work at all, you would instantly know if that wasn't, you know, it's kind of insane. I know they did a stream where they were like showing the drone fly back super far at multiple angles and walking around, but, you know, I'm sitting right here telling you that it's real. And so if all of a sudden I'm an actor, I'm a shill, whatever, you're just ridiculous, okay? Everyone knows, you know that I'm not. And I think that behavior is just laughably lame, and I don't care about being in a community with people like that anyway.
You know, old Duffy, this guy just did that final experiment thing that he thinks is the final experiment. There's a video of him preaching a sermon. I have it. I've listened to him preaching a sermon where he says that deceiving and lying is not immoral or bad. That's his conclusion from studying the Bible. Yeah, this is the guy that y'all want to believe about something, right? What a con artist. He got shadows going in 3 directions in their little video. You know, I wonder how they thought they were going to get away with that with flat earthers.
Guys, I am thrilled about this so-called 24-hour sun supposed Antarctic footage. This footage annihilates a ball. As typical, heliocentric flat earth deniers tried to hijack the truth. Their problem is these flat earth deniers forgot that this is not 1969. Back in 1969, everybody believed what they saw on TV. Anything that was on TV. They believed that Nixon called the moon from a landline in the Oval Office. We're not falling for it anymore. We're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. Globe community has been losing credibility for the last 10, 15 years since this FE, the flat earth, has come back around, and they've lost all credibility because they didn't learn much from the debacle that was the fake moon landing about shadows. All those differing shadows, those shadows tell us either they faked all of that and they're on a sound studio somewhere, a stage, and those lights came from cameras or lights, or it was the reflection off the firmament. which the Bible tells us is like molten looking glass. So if it's reflecting off the firmament, there could be many shadows going different directions. Either they're on a sound studio, a stage studio with different lights, or it's the reflection off of the firmament. Whatever caused those inconsistencies and those divergent shadows on the ground, that light source was very close. Destroyed the claim that the sun is 93 million miles away and huge. The sun is not bigger than the Earth we can see. It's about as big as the moon. It is definitely not bigger than the Earth. Their pseudoscience, their solar system, says that everything revolves around the sun. In reality, nothing revolves around the sun. The sun revolves around us with the moon and the stars. Where? In the firmament. So how do we know that the sun goes around the Earth and that the Earth doesn't go around the sun? How do we know? We can see. Secondly, if something is moving, we can feel it. But evidently, we can't feel all of the movement that we're supposed to be a part of in the all-expanding universe. We can feel everything else that happens. The other source we have is the Bible. Psalm 19 tells us that every day the sun is as a bridegroom coming out of his chamber and rejoiceth as a strong man to run a race. His going forth is from the ends of the heaven, and his circuit unto the ends of it. And there is nothing hid from the heat thereof. The sun has a circuit. It follows a circuit. Everything moves around us. We are the center. We are geocentric. We are the center of Yahuwah's creation. He is looking down on top of us. The flat earth awakening, flat earth movement cannot be stopped. It's already out of the bottle. Just think about it. At 30 years old, if somebody was to tell you you were on a ball and you'd never heard that you were on a ball before, you'd forget about it. But instead, what we have, once people hear about flat earth, they can't unhear it because it's instinctual. It resonates. It sits well. That's how much truth there is to it. They might have laughed when they first heard it, but they never forgot it. They can't unhear it because it's the truth.
All right, so we got to talk Will Duffy and the final experiment, right? Or whatever it was, okay? I'm going to start off by saying I'm not going to get into like Austin or Jaron or are they sure these people are liars and they're faking, they're part of the problem, they're controlled opposite. I'm not getting into that. I don't care about none of that, right? I use facts and things that can be provable, right? Or scientific method-based experiments, facts, demonstratable, repeatable science. That's it. That's the only thing I use to base my reality, right? That's the only thing anyone should be using to base their reality, right? And that's the thing about this experiment. I noticed quickly, right? A lot of flat earthers were like, why are you doing this experiment? Let's pretend that there weren't a whole bunch of issues with a green screen, a whole bunch of weird green screen issues. Let's pretend that the stitched photos, the videos didn't look, weird, whatever. There's a lot of theories where that could actually be possible on a flat earth, right? It doesn't prove anything. This experiment, the final experiment, does not prove or disprove the globe or flat earth in any way, shape, or form. The only three things that could prove that we live on a spinning ball inside of a vacuum going over 1 million miles per hour in 4 different directions would be spherical nature, right, or curvature, motion, and or gravity being isolated and proven. Those are the only three things that can prove that you're on a ball or the globe model is accurate. The 24-hour sun does not do anything to prove or disprove anything, right? Because again, the flat earth side has demonstrations in science to say how it could be possible from certain degrees latitude, longitude, right? Interesting. That stuff does not prove anything, all right? All I ask is, again, I see a lot of people attacking flat earth, Dave, Whitsitt, Jared. It doesn't matter, right? Like, it doesn't even matter if they were controlled out or they're not, right? All that matters is repeatable, demonstratable, scientific method-based facts. That's it. A lot of people have a lot of, if I was to say, if I said, well, the sky's blue and the grass is green and the ocean's purple. Well, just because that we know the ocean isn't purple doesn't mean that you just throw out the fact that the sky is blue and the grass is, right? It's disinformation, right? Discernment. Using your own discernment to take what's true and disregard what's not true, and then further, science and further truth about that. All right. So I just encourage people, don't get too caught up and don't get, and Everybody's in on the joke. Austin Winston, Jaren's it. Guys, if I'm a flat, I might have went, right? If someone was to offer me, maybe I would have went. Like, just because I went, maybe there was a 24-hour sun. Again, that doesn't prove or disprove flat earth or globe. So let's say there was, and I went, yeah, there is a 24-hour sun here. That doesn't mean we're on a ball. It doesn't prove flat earth or the globe. So again, it's just nothing science that is used as a form of propaganda to just keep you misinformed, right? Keep you not under, you just got more questions. This experiment just brought up more questions, didn't answer anything. And that's what the globular side continues to do. Random experiments that don't prove or disprove anything. And then they make an edited footage, or they go on social media and just say that we proved it, the final, it's over, we proved it. Did you prove curvature? No. What about motion? Did you prove that no? All right. So they prove the 24-hour sun proves that there's gravity, right? No. So what's going on, right? Just calm down and keep doing actual science, and these little shenanigan experiments won't mean anything.
Have you ever wondered if we're all caught up in one massive illusion? Let's talk about the water. It never lies. Water, one of God's simplest creations. Everywhere we look, bathtub, puddle, river, lake, or ocean, even a glass of water. Water always seeks a flat and level. But this one down here looks out of place. Now, mainstream science and NASA want us to believe that we live on a spinning ball hurling through space, held in place by gravity. But have you ever seen water naturally curve? Isn't that just a massive illusion? Job 26:10 says, He drew a circular horizon on the face of the waters at the boundary of light and darkness. Notice it says circle and not sphere. Then Psalm 104:5, which says He set the earth on its foundations, never to be moved. Kind of tough to spin if God Himself says it's immovable, right? Let's look at observational reality. If Earth truly curved, every long-range photo or video across water would show an obvious drop, but it's level and straight every time. Could it be that we've just been taught to imagine something that isn't really there? If you look into engineering for canals or bridges, there's rarely any mention of compensating for the Earth's curvature. Why design around something that apparently doesn't show up in the measurements? Maybe they just build according to what they observe, a level plane of water. If NASA's images are so real, then why the heavy reliance on CGI and composite shots? God's Word reminds us in 1 Thessalonians 5:21 to test all things and hold fast to what is good. So let us test these claims. Could the true shape of our Earth be different from the mainstream story? Remember, water is honest and is teaching us every day that maybe we're not on a spinning globe. John 8:32 says, You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. We just have to be open to the possibility that we've been shown illusions all along. I challenge you to pray, research, and look at the world with fresh eyes. Take a moment to question, if water can't bend, then how does it cling to a ball? Share your thoughts in the comments and follow along. Let's keep seeking the truth together. Many blessings.
All right, so it's almost 2025, and the only picture that we have of the Earth that's allegedly real is from 1972. So here's my question to all the people that think the Earth is a ball. How did you guys verify that this was taken from the vacuum of space opposed to just a model? Such as the Lola project, where they had models of the moon and mapped out every single little detail. So how did you guys verify this isn't just what they did of the Earth? So I'm going to ask again, because I know everybody's going to divert. How did you guys verify this was taken from the vacuum of space? And if you can't verify it, then just be intellectually honest for once. People might actually give you some respect.
So how will I explain the seasons changing and whatever else you're asking? Okay, look, my dear. This is the Gleason's map, created in 1892. Might I add that this is a scientifically and practically correct map. So if you know anything about Roman numerals, then you know that this is a 1, a 2, a 3, and so forth. It ends right here at 12. Starts back over at 1 and ends again at 12. So they tell us that there's 24 hours in a day. But when you break it down, literally, it's 12 hours in a day. The first 12 hours, the last 12 hours, which this would be night. So if the sun is on this side of the world for 12 hours, these people would be experiencing daytime. And that means that these people would be experiencing nighttime. Until the sun makes its way around here for 12 hours, then they would be experiencing daytime and they would be experiencing nighttime. Pretty simple. Here's where the seasons come in. So if you look down here, you know what, I'm gonna have to zoom in. All right, look here, it says the December solstice. This right here is the center, this is the North Pole. And you see how far away the sun is. Where's my hand? Where is my hand? Okay, well, you know. You see how far away the sun is? That would mean it would be winter time over here because the sun is far away. Now, this is the June solstice. And as you can see, the sun is closer to the center.
Have you ever wondered if anything we're taught is real? How could we know? You and I weren't there to verify it. Think about the word history. His story. Now think about this. 2 men go on a camping trip. Only one man returns to tell this heroic tale of how he tried to save his friend, but he couldn't. How do we know that's what truly happened? All of history is written by the survivors, the winners. How can we ever verify that's the truth? All we have to go off of is the winners telling us that they're the heroes. And we should thank God that they were there. Why do we think we're on the side of good? Why do we think the government is the good guys just because they managed to win? If you grew up in a cult, cut off from the rest of the civilization, where they're doing things that we consider immoral, but isn't considered immoral inside of the cult, how would you ever know it's not right? If you don't think you're capable of being manipulated and deceived, even as a child, then you already have been.
I think I'm starting to fall in love with the Chinese, because their spacewalk really gets me going. And do you know why it gets me going? Because all the other spacewalks, we see a globe. But in this one, we see a beautiful, luscious, flat plane. Now, could you tell me why the Chinese completely just left their wide-angle fisheye lens down on Earth? Or perhaps they didn't leave anything behind and they're intentionally trying to tell us the truth. Maybe the Chinese are actually good people. And maybe the Americans are just lying to us and trying to tell us that the Earth is a giant spinning potato in outer space, when in reality, it's a beautiful flat plane. What if we live on an infinitely flat plane like Minecraft? Do me a favor, and the next time you get on a commercial airline, just take your iPhone and start recording. And see that it is literally level the entire time. Even at 37,000 feet, we see no curvature. But of course there is curvature, and the globe is spinning, and China is just lying to us, like they always do. Am I allowed to say that? Are you gonna ban this video? This video was for entertainment purposes only. Please don't ban me.